fighting for my life to get through this show. I promise you, it's not fun sitting watching all 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. It's not fun. We're going to try to get through this as quickly as possible, probably under 20 minutes. All right, Rhea and Liv. They agreed to have a match at SummerSlam. Rhea is mad at Dominic for not talking to her or being preoccupied with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan still being a tyrant, still trying to seduce young Dominic Mysterio. Said that she was just playing around with him at first, but now it got very real. Dominic is like, oh no, I was never interested in her in the first place. He got flowers, black flowers, by the way. Following Rhea around like a sick dog, like an alley cat, just following her about. He was mad at Damian Priest for not telling him. Damian Priest was like, amigo, El Campeon said that you guys should not stop doing what you're doing, but you didn't stop. Don't blame me. And so Jey Uso decided he wasn't going to shoot his shot at young Rhea Ripley because she was looking all hot and supple, except for her floppity flop earlobes right next to her face. That wasn't good. Anyway, Jey Uso wants a piece of mommy and decided he was going to try to talk to her. That upset Dominic. Mommy is his. At least that's what he said. And then she got mad at that because she's mad that he challenged Jey Uso to a match. She was also upset that he backed out of the match. Then she was also mad that he said, "You're my mommy and you belong to me." So there's all so much going on. Dominic lost that match, by the by, because of Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley outside the ring shenanigans. Him getting leg locked again in a compromising position, and then Rhea yelling at him. Didn't do him no favor, so young Dominic once again loses. Very unfortunate. Is Jey Uso going to get them digits or not? Probably not, right? Anyway, Sheamus. He has a new theme song. It sucks. He beat up Bronson Reed, who sucks. And then we ended up with Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne saved Sheamus from Bronson Reed, who had attacked him after the match, only to attack Sheamus himself and leave him wide open for Bronson Reed to splash him. So Sheamus has, 4 feuds going right now? Oh my God. And none of them are interesting. And they changed his theme to something Death Rebel-y. It's awful. It's just all very bad times that we're having right now. The main event of the evening was Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov, which you could saw the disqualification coming a mile away. Brian Breaker was kicked out of the building, only to turn around and come back and interfere anyway. Jeez. Sami Zayn wanted to give Ilya Dragunov this championship match because Sami admired that Ilya was a man that fought to the last breath and was going to give it a great fight. And that's the kind of man he wants fighting for the Intercontinental title. Brian Breaker then beat up both of them to end the show. This was as obvious as sunshine in June. I mean, Jesus, how boring was that? They didn't even try to mix things up a little bit. They did a Gunther vignette where he talked about not dreaming of coming to the WWE, but seeing a bunch of other people who had those dreams, and they just came to this company and chased dreams. They were mediocre, and that WWE needed to witness some dominance. So he brought himself here. He conquered NXT and NXT UK. Technically, he conquered NXT UK. He did nothing in NXT. He didn't win anything. He then came up to the main roster to save one of the most prestigious prizes in this business, the Intercontinental Championship. And for 2 years, he turned back challenges, and he made it easy. Then he came and he saved the King of the Ring tournament. Now he sees more mediocrity in terms of the World Heavyweight Championship, and he's going to save that one too. This leads to an actually good segment on the show. Tremendous thing between himself and Damian Priest, where they basically set up the class issue between the two. It had to be a reason why they really didn't like each other. The match had been built up beforehand, just through the Gunther winning the King of the Ring. There needed to be something on the line here. Now Damian Priest's kind of pride is on the line, because Damian Priest has positioned himself as a 20-year vet who fought and scratched and clawed his way to get into this WWE, while Gunther was a guy who didn't have to work nearly as hard, While Gunther had, people take care of him. He was gifted everything in NXT UK. And Gunther just played into it, that he was a child of privilege and that, being poor and homeless is a choice. And that it's not his fault that Damian Priest's parents didn't think he was good enough to provide for. And that, his advantages and talents were always seen. And this was very good. Really good opportunity here to expand on Gunther's character. Gunther, I always thought was more like Ivan Drago from, the Rocky movies, the impenetrable Russian. In this case, it'd be Austrian. And they decided to go with kind of generic rich guy, where he's rich and he's always had all these opportunities, and he's better than you because of that. And it works for the story because Damian Priest's story is true. That he struggled throughout his younger days, and with his weight and with his housing situations and all this kind of stuff. So Gunther making it personal about calling him street trash and all this kind of stuff, it works for the angle, I guess, and it actually makes people interested in these two competing ideas, as it creates the class divide between the two, which is necessary because Damian Priest wasn't looking very good or very sympathetic or very interesting before this happened. And to be quite honest, he's going to keep struggling as long as they keep doing this wishy-washy shit. Like, he is not turning babyface, because he ended up having a match with Braun Strowman, who is a babyface, and balding very, very badly. Make him shave his head. Anyway, Braun Strowman lost to Damian Priest. He lost to the world champion, no big deal. But it was clean, which was a surprise, considering Braun Strowman losing clean to Damian Priest. Couldn't have saw that happen a couple months ago, but it is what it is. Zelina Vega, she said she wants to be the women's world champion, and she can't wait for Liv and Rhea to be done doing what they're doing. Turns out that Sonya Deville and the League of Extraordinary Lesbians, they don't like that very much. They decided they're going to pick a fight with Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega didn't cut all three of them up verbally by saying that she's tired of people like Dominic and his mustache, Zoe Stark and her mustache, and Sonya Deville and her forehead. And they had the match. It was 2-3 minutes tops, where Shayna Baszler bent back Zelina Vega's arm behind the referee's back, stomped it, and allowed Sonya Deville to get the pin. She ended up getting saved by KC Squared and Lyra Valkyria. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Then later, KC Squared were defeated by Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. At that point in the match, or the show, man, I was dying. I was absolutely dying. Like, literally dying inside. I wanted this to be over so bad. Chad Gable, still trying to get the Alpha Academy back together. They don't want to deal with him. They want to help Xavier Woods. For reasons, I don't know. Because Xavier's a nice guy, and Kofi's injured and not going to be around for a while, I guess. So, Chad Gable went and recruited the Creeds. So, Bo Dallas has now been outed as Uncle Howdy. Chad Gable is acting like he figured this out, even though it was shown on national television. That means everybody saw it. Anyway, he went to the ring to call him out. He ended up shoving him or attacking him or something like that. I swear to God, I was so sleepy I wasn't paying attention. All I know is Bo Dallas was on the ground. Next thing I know, the lights go out. Here comes Nikki. She's leading the rest of everybody to the ring. And the Creeds and Chad Gable, they flee. Everybody crowds around Bo Dallas. There's claps and cheers for reasons I don't know. I don't understand what they're clapping and cheering for. Okay, whatever. They did a video for Eric Rowan as well, while he explained why he joined this organization, which is exactly what I wanted. It was an explanation that he had fell down a well and he had become numb to the world and wondered who would miss him. And this organization, the hands of Uncle Howdy, gave him hope And he accepted this because it gave him purpose, gave him a purpose to help those who are much like himself. Okie dokie. That was actually pretty good. It wasn't too bad. It was emotional, and it wasn't bad. So, the other issue we had here, probably the final issue worth discussing, is Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre was told to apologize for beating up the referees and he'll get his match with CM Punk no problem. Drew McIntyre was upset that Adam Pearce would dare ask him to apologize to these referees. These were the guys who screwed him out of matches. These were all of this stuff was Adam Pearce's fault anyway because he couldn't handle CM Punk. Blah, 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 blah. Therefore, Drew McIntyre is still suspended. And the match at SummerSlam is in jeopardy because Drew McIntyre does not know how to play nice. What a disaster this show is. Everything went at a glacial pace. The Gunther stuff was good, especially the stuff with Damian Priest. That was pretty good. The Eric Rowan video was good. The Dominic stuff was okay. And if you're really into that, and I was for a while, it can be fine. But Dominic being a simpering weirdo, just mummy, mummy, mummy. It's kind of weird. Like he has no balls whatsoever. You know, no backbone to speak of. It's like at some point he's got to have a backbone, right? His friends are laughing at him. Carlito saying he's not cool. Just a bunch of weird stuff is going on, man. It's like, come on, make this guy cool, man. You know, I know he's got this weird mustache, but let's help him out a little bit. You know, he's getting his comeuppance though. That's all. Chad Gable and the Creeds, thumbs up for now. I don't understand what they're going to do with the Wyatts and how that's going to factor into matches or a promo segment or whatever. Maybe if I wasn't so drowsy and so out of it, I would be able to better think about this thing. But I'm in a fog right now, and I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck about none of this stuff. This show did not excite me whatsoever. And part of it was the dragging glacial pace. But let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah. We're just gonna